evening, brothers and sisters. Ako si Gian. And ako assigned karon maghatag sa wrap up for today's topic. I'd like to talk about this. What we call safety zones. Comfort zones kung mga lugar kung asa ta safe. For us, it's different. For each and every one of us, it's different. One of us shared. Now hers, it's where she knows how everything would work or how everything would happen. For another brother, he shared na this is where he knows how things are done or how things are used to do. Kanang anad na siya maglihok ani. And these are the zones of control when we are at the power of how our environment is, how it would work, how things go. Kibawata na ang basura maabot ika Thursday, kibawata na ang tubig ani kay guba siya ani na part. Another, it's also different for others. Sa uban kay one share na he's most safe when he's with his family. Another shared when there is assurance. These are the places of comfortability. Sa mga lugar na dili na ta kailangan mag-adjust, dili na ta kailangan mag-lisod-lisod pa. But these are the places where we could say I'm comfortable, I'm okay here, I'm okay. And it's good we have these places. This is where we are right now. And most of us, maybe all of us at some point always tell ourselves, I don't want to leave here, I'm comfortable here, I'm in control here. This place where I am right now, I want to stay here. Brothers and sisters, we are all called to being holy. We share the same call of holiness. And that call to holiness is also a call for us to be brave, to be courageous, to be fearless. And that also leads us to getting out of our comfort zones. That call to holiness could sometimes lead us to being in places where we are not used to being in environments we are not used to be away from our families, to do things we don't like to do. And it is a scary feeling, brothers and sisters. Adlok jud siya to be called to do that. Especially when you feel, I'm not worthy to be here, I can't do this. But still, the Lord continues to call us to do those things. And it's a scary feeling. One of our sisters shared what's it like to be being called out of her comfort zone. She said it was scary. Another sister shared, when she's at work, her position, when she's being told by one of her bosses to do this, it's an uneasy feeling because she's not comfortable with it, and she feels that it's not that easy for her. It's an easy feeling. It's nerve-wracking. But brothers and sisters, allow me to tell you this. That's the point of being fearless. The call to being fearless is not downsizing what we are afraid of or these emotions that we feel when we are called to do the right thing by the Lord, or to realize that our fears are not real. The call to being truly fearless is the call to realize that yes, our fears are real, yes, they are big, that sometimes they are big, but God is real, and God is bigger. Brothers and sisters, this call to holiness, this call to being fearless, more than just realizing, to being aware of our fears, is also being aware of God's presence, and more than just God's presence, to being aware of God's love. I always believe, brothers and sisters, matuod ko, that this call to being fearless, that this call of us getting out of our comfort zones, is always a call to love. When we are being called outside of our families, I believe that is the Lord's calling for us to love people other than our families. When we are being called outside of the environments we are comfortable with, or the culture or things we are not used to doing, or things we are used to doing, when we are being called out of that is the Lord's way of calling us to love different cultures, different things. Brothers and sisters, that call to being fearless is a call to love. Perfect love that drives out fear. Brothers and sisters, when we started discussing about safety zones, I realized to myself, this call to holiness, this call to being fearless, for me personally, it's the calling to see Jesus in everything and in everyone. To have that same unconditional love that Jesus had for me when He died for me on that cross. Yes, it was painful. Siya po, nahadlok po siya. He spent time. He was aware of what he was scared of. But He still continued to do it because He loved us. Perfect love drives out fear. For that, may God be praised.